new, the Murphy bed table saw. Be the first on your block to have one today. Like no other. Here's my table saw, and right now I'm storing it on my workbench. I just don't like that. I can't really do anything else on my workbench when I'm not using my table saw. I have to unfold a little table and move this before I can really do anything else on the workbench. So today I'm going to undertake my most ambitious project yet, and that's building a table for my table saw that can fold up out of the way and still be in the garage. So all I have to do is lower it down to use it and put it up. For my table saw, that'll be attached to the wall like this, and it'll be able to cantilever up out of the way and to be hoisted up near the ceiling, and where it'd be suspended completely out of the way of my garage. And at the 4-foot mark, which is where I can easily walk under,
the components of a network shelf that houses the stuff. It's all made out of aluminum. So I'm going to recycle and repurpose this as the base of my cantilever.
So this is some closet doweling that I'm going to use for my rotating or leverage point on the wall. So I'll build a holder for this, and the table will be cantilevered up off of this, and this will be the rotating base part, which will hold the weight of the table. So I have some plywood, and I cut these 6-inch long pieces, and I'm going to glue these together, and then we'll end up bolting these to this 2x4, and we'll drill this 1.25 inches so our dowel can fit in here, and this will be the pivot point for our table. Alright, so let me explain what I have here. So this portion here that has this big dark dowel rod is going to go on the wall. And we're going to bolt this, screw this into the studs. I made it 40 inches so it'd span at least 3 studs, so I'd have enough places to attach it. These 2 pieces are going to go on the arms that will support my table saw, and I'll need to put some little widener pieces on here so the little aluminum tracks these fit in will be nice and tight, and we'll be able to bolt these down to the bottom. So right now we got to glue these up, so that's next. Okay, so I made this block for my pivot point for my table lift. So this is going to be connected to this piece of aluminum channel. And so this will go in here at this angle, and we will screw it in here on this side and the other side, and this will serve as the pivot point that goes into our doweling that'll be bolted to the wall. So this is the next step. So my next task is to take this piece of framework, and I want to use this portion of it to be one of my side braces. So I'm going to take this, leave a corner to keep some of the strength, and cut it straight down all the way, and I'll use this piece. I may end up using this piece as a brace, but let me show you how I'm doing it. So fortunately this piece had a couple holes already in it, so I have taken some small little bolt screws and just attached that to my workbench, and then I have a 3/4 inch guide here, and I'm going to use my multi-saw to be able to, with a metal blade, to be able to cut this whole thing. So this may take a while, but let's get.
So this is how much I got done with the Sawzall, but I couldn't stay online. So I decided I would try something different. If there's anything that's having the right tool for the job to cut aluminum, it's a carbide tip blade. I made the mistake of getting a diamond tip blade, and the only thing it did was basically melt the aluminum. It really didn't cut it. It was running so hot. Here's completion of one arm. That part there, go to the wall. And this is the angle support. And this left side here is where the table saw will sit. Alright, here's a sample of my mock-up dry fit on the ground. So we don't have any connectors to the wall yet. But we're just doing a fit to see how this will work. Okay, so I have my Murphy table saw assembled upside down on my workbench. It was easier to do that, so all we have to do is turn it over, attach it to the wall. Okay, dry fit Murphy table saw. Hey, look at there. Okay, so I've put two legs on. This is nothing but plywood, 5/8 inch plywood, and they're flat bottom, and they have hinges on them, so they will fold down when the table folds up. So we have our connection to the wall. Those are bolted in. We have arms in our dowel pivot. Next thing to do is rig up our hoist and get it lifted. So what do you do with your table saw when you're finished with it and it's in the middle of your garage in the way? You build one of these. It's the new Murphy bed table saw. Get one today. Be the first on your block to have one. So now we have the table saw up and installed. There's one thing I didn't show in the construction part was the actual hoist installation. So let me show you a little bit about how that works. The pivot point of the saw, and behind here we have one pulley that pulls the table saw directly into the wall, and then it goes up the wall to the ceiling, and the other pulley is along the ceiling, and it goes all the way over to the hoist. And so in the hoist we have it installed with braces in the attic. So for our hoist on this I-beam across here, we have this particular beam that goes up in the attic and is bolted through the joist in the attic. This comes down and is bolted over here, and on the same thing on the other side. So this is the remote control for the hoist, and so I added this stick and this coat hanger so I could put it across here so it'd be up and out of the way. You could walk underneath it without running into it. To lower table saw, you just take this down, push the button, and away you go. And when you finish, you just hang it right back up. We hope you enjoyed this video on our Murphy bed table saw.
We have a couple other videos over here. Be sure and take a look at those. You might enjoy those as well. So if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up and come back and see us real soon.